Hi everybody, and welcome to video 3 in our flip-flop folio of favorite foods series. Now I went ahead and glued on the paper for the cover, and I went ahead and glued the paper on for the back. It was just inking and putting them on. We are going to, or I am going to decorate this. I've got a wax seal with a flower behind it that I'm going to put on here when we're done. And then when I've got this artificial tape that I'm going to go over the tape with first. And then, yeah, and then we'll see. I really like this. So I may still put this here. I don't know. I really like it right here. But then I'm not really sure where would I put the seal with the flowers. So I may have to put this inside. We still have, or I still have, all this ephemera that I can use. So we're just not going to get to it in this series, because this is just a quick little series to fill in some time, actually. Okay, so let's go to page 3. We've only got 3 and 4 left to do. Now page 3, kind of have it in my mind, but haven't really completely got it stuck together here. So we're not going to need this right now. And what we need is the paper. No, we don't even need, yeah, we do. Okay, because we're going to glue the envelope on before we paper it. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to cut it in 2 different sizes. We're not going to just cut it well, let's see, how's that going to work? It's not going to work, is it? I cut the point off of this because we didn't need it, and then I inked it all. Then I was going to cut it in half, have them, I can still do it. Yeah, it's the it's this paper that I have to worry about, not that one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut them in half. Cut it in half. And then we're going to have a magnet on the bottom one. And the top one will be held in by the card. And it's going to have to go on this side. Okay, so let's write. Well, we're going to cut it in half. So we might end up cutting that in half. Okay, so now we're going to measure where half is on this. And it's 7 1/2. So that's going to be 3 3/4. It's going to be half. Should be half. Close enough. Looks like I'm like 1/16 off somehow. Okay, so a little bit bigger one will go on the bottom. So what we want to do is we want to Should have papered that before I cut it in half. Oh, they're going to have to open this way, otherwise the flaps are not going to work. Okay, so this is going to be left. Okay, so we're going to have to do some fancy gluing to glue these together. Yeah, these are the cards. And pocket back. May have to do these first so that we're more stable. So this is going to be left, and it's going to be the top. This is going to be right, and it's going to be the bottom. Okay. So we want to do this one like this with the top of the paper. We're going to cut this one as close as we can and still see just a weensy bit of the brown, because we really need to glue this across. Let's see, wait a minute. We have to think about this. We want this to be open. So we're only going to glue 3 sides on the paper. Wonder if that's going to catch when we put the papers in and out. Didn't think about that when I used this kind of envelope instead of a straight envelope. Okay, this is going to be on this one. Then this will be on this one. And we'll lose a little bit of the center. The other one we're going to, the fronts we're going to do differently. I wish I had glued the paper on the front first and then cut it in half. We'll see. Now I don't see my other line. Okay. Believe it or not, so far, this is all I have for scraps. That's it. We have little bitty pieces that we've cut off, but as far as like scraps, those are the only 3 pieces we have left. Okay, so this is going to go at the bottom. Alright, so then we glue this on. If this is going to be here, then this is going to be the top. Okay. Let's make this the top. Okay, and then this is going to need the magnet. So we're going to put the magnet here. And then we'll put the paper on. Okay. I'm not going to paper the back of this one because I want to see, I may have to put a magnet on both. Okay, so if this is the bottom right, we've got the pieces cut. So we may have to glue them on. Only thing is about the fronts. Okay, we put the bottom on. Let's see. I'm going to put that on. Okay, so if we put this on, we want to close it, and we want to put a card in here that's going to hold the top flap in. So what we need to do why does that look crooked? It's the same. Okay. So this is the bottom. And we've got the magnet on. Well, that works out pretty well. So this time, instead of putting the bottom on the bottom and the top on the top, on the fronts, we're going to put the bottom on the bottom, and then we're going to put the middle on the top so that it's a continuous picture. Okay? So we're going to cut it here. Great. Can't see it. Cut it here. We're going to cut it here. Yep, that's right. When you flip it over like that, you have to make sure that you're still looking at the right side. You don't want to cut off this part. Okay. So that'll go like that. This will be on the back. This will be on this. That's the problem. If we put it on the left, then the pocket's going to be upside down. Oh, because I wasn't paying attention. This is the top. We have to ink them too. And we have to ink the papers. Okay, let's get this cut. So this is the top pocket, back. I wouldn't have to write all this if I wasn't just cutting this all up and not inking it and gluing it on as I go. Okay, so then we're going to take this one and we're going to glue it on here. Now, oh, we have to. I was going to say we're going to cut these handles off, but we don't have a choice because we can't slide this over and cut the postcard off because we need it to line up with this one. So next time you do one like this, make sure you cover the envelope first and then cut it in half. You won't have to go through all of this, all of these jumping through the hoops. Okay. So this is the top front. All right, let's start inking. Okay. Poor Oz, he has a hot spot, which is an itchy spot where he's itched it down to where the furs come off. So he has fur, not hair. You don't have to give him a haircut. It's just fur. It stays the same length once it grows out. And then that's why he's been making these funny noises in the background. I doubt you could hear it, but just in case you could, it's him scratching up against the chair, and he makes these noises like it's really funny. Let's see if I got everything inked. Okay. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just go ahead and put a magnet on the back of this one. It would make my life easier, wouldn't it? What's another magnet between friends, right? we can still have the card come up above. Doesn't mean we can't. Okay, and that way they'll both be shut. And I won't have to worry about it feeling like it's going to flop as soon as you take the card out, that it's just going to flop. So I don't like that idea. You guys know me. I do not like the flopping. So get this all done. Okay. Right, bottom, back. Got it. Okay. Oh, that's the top of the paper. I was like, top? What does that mean? I put the acetone a little bit in the glue. Then I filled the bottle up the rest of the way with some fresh glue from the main big bottle, which I can't use because A, the nozzle's too big at the end when you trim it, and B, I can't squeeze the bottle. So, but anyway, it makes the glue so much better. And I did it, didn't I? Only need the top glued. Alright, let's think about this for a minute. Let's let this glue dry. We'll do this one last, because I think what we're going to have to do is put the glue on here. And I don't need glue right here. That's the spot. So it's going to be no glue here. This is a glue eraser. It's about $2 on Amazon. And you'd really love one if you had one. Takes the glue right off. Can't do it when it's wet. You have to have it at least semi-dry. I'm just going to go ahead and take the glue off the top. You see how all that glue is all globbed up right there? That's where I had that big circle of glue. Okay. So now, you want this to be open. So we're going to have to do some fancy gluing. We're going to have to glue here. And remember, we need the brown to show on the edge. So I'm going to glue here. We need to glue across there and down, across here. Then we also need to glue here. And leave that open. That should give us our pocket. And now we still have our pocket. Whew. Part of it's inked, but we still have our pocket. Okay, so now we need to glue this on. We need to ink it. My hands are cold, so my rings are swinging around, bigger ones. I've been collecting rings lately, in case you guys didn't notice. The black one is stainless steel, black stainless steel. Don't ask me how they did it. I don't know. So that way I won't be allergic to it. Yay. Can't wear anything that has even a semblance of nickel. Unless I put clear nail polish on. This is silver. This is silver. You know, for some reason it looks like they're turning gold. But they're silver. They're 0.925 silver. It's that last little percentage that's making it change. Huh? Okay, this one we just glue on straight forward. Now before I glue this one on, I'm going to glue them on the paper. That way we know they line up. You know what I mean? Like the edges line up. So now we're going to ink the back of this one. We're going to do our fancy gluing again. That's why you have to do one on the left and one on the right when you cut an envelope in half, because you have to flip it over so that the pocket is on the top. I don't know why I'm not just moving the glue bottle. Instead of reaching around it. Well, that doesn't look very good. Got a little carried away over there. We'll put something on it. Okay, fancy glue. So, gonna glue here. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, that's right. We still have our pocket. Okay. So let's glue these on. What did I do? Doesn't matter. We'll just make this the paper. I had this one as the pocket fronts. So this one must have been the paper. Raining outside. It's been raining for 3 days, and now my back porch is getting ready to flood. I've called the office twice. My back porch floods. My sliding door is only this high, the bottom lip of it, above the porch. I've tried to tell them. Okay, so we're going to glue this on. You know, if I glue it up further, it's not going to work. See why? I shouldn't have cut this. I should have lined this up, and then we wouldn't have had enough paper. It wouldn't have worked. That's all right. We'll use this somewhere else, and we will find another paper for this. Looks bad. See, I went through all that work. Remember when I said I was going to glue the flaps on first and then paper them? Or I should have used a bigger envelope that went all the way across, and I have one. We haven't glued anything yet. That's not it. I just had one and I thought it was too big. Sorry about the reach across the camera. See, that's way big. All right. Well, what I'll do is we'll paper over this. See, now this is in the center. So this one should work. Oh, we glued it across this. No, we didn't. Trying to preserve my ink because it's going to look a little bit different color. Such is life when you make a mistake. If I'd have grabbed this before I was yapping and messing around, it would have been early enough. All right, let me put you on pause. I'm going to recut this, or I'm going to get a new envelope out, ink it, and then I'll show you how we should have done it. Okay, I decided to show you because what I ended up doing is getting another envelope, and this envelope was bigger than the page. So I cut the height off, which makes this top open. But now I have to cut the width. I have to cut the width as well. And I want to leave that because I want to put 2 cards. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this back together before we cut this off, and then before we cut it in half. Okay? When we cut it in half, it's going to be a big mess, isn't it? So we won't cut this side until we've cut it in half. Cut it in half. Make pockets from this end. We're going to have to put the papers on first and then cut it in half. This is going to carry over into the next video in case you're wondering. Well, we definitely know we want this top glued together. So let's do that. I have the radio on. It's playing White Wedding. Nice day to start again. kind of funny. Okay. So this is what we want to paper this with. This is what we're putting it on. Okay. So let's not cut this one. All right. So then we want to mark Still a little tall. I think I'm going to leave it because we've got that extra space with the tan. I mean the manila folder. So we're going to cut it in half. How tall is it? Oh, watch. I trimmed it to some crazy weird height. Now, since these are going to be even with each other, do you know what I mean? They're going to be, they're not going to be one on one side, one on the other. Then we should paper it and then cut it in half. So let's do that. And then we'll ink the bottoms. That won't work. Does anybody know why it won't work? We won't be able to ink the paper. We'll leave the paper go up to the edge of the pocket, the edge of the top of the pocket. I'll show you what I mean. When we cut it in half, we won't have any way to ink the top of the paper and have the gap with the little bit of the envelope showing, which we have to ink, which I almost forgot. We'll want to paper the back too, and we'll want to put the 2 magnets on. So I have to pick out something for the back. You are my lucky winner. You are not my lucky winner. You are my lucky winner. So front and back and paper. And it's been inked. Okay. You know what we can do? do this. Okay. And it doesn't matter that one side has this little tab and the other side doesn't. Just going to paper over it. I don't know why I'm inking this side right here at all. I'm going to be cutting it off and re-inking it. Okay. This shows you how to fix something or just decide you're going to need to ditch it and do something else and then figure out what that other thing is going to be. I'm trying to pre-ink something of an edge before we cut it in half. Okay, now when we paper this, it's going to be the same way. Shoot. Before we glue this on, we have to put 2 magnets on. And there's a magnet under here somewhere, isn't there? There should be. Didn't we put a magnet on both? Yeah, it's right there. I was going to use this, but now I should take it off to recover the magnet and just throw it away. I need to get the other one out of the trash. Because it's got a magnet on it. So we'll get our magnets back. Now we've got our 2 magnets back. We already know on the back we're going to want them out here. We're going to be cutting this off. Just in case any of this shows, it's already inked. Okay, so now this is going to be on this side, so it's going to be on the right of the page. Then this is about the center, so we're going to want a magnet here. We're going to cut it back, so let's put our magnet there. Let's put this magnet here. Okay. And we'll paper it, and we'll paper it by gluing this again. So these are going to be open, but we need this to be glued to the paper so it doesn't, well, this won't even get caught, will it? Because of the way the pockets are going to be. So we can just glue around the outside edge and glue it on and be fine. We just have to remember to put the paper on this end because we're going to cut the other end off. You see what I mean? We're going to put it on the way it would normally be, just a little bit from this edge so we can see the brown. And then that's how we know how much we'll have to cut off. Okay? And those of you that think that just gluing the edges and the corners is not enough, saw what I had to do to get that paper off. To get to those magnets, I had to totally destroy it because it was glued on really well. If you're using cardstock. If you're using a little thin paper, then you'll hear it crinkle in the middle, and this doesn't really work. You have to do the whole paper. Okay. Do I want the stripes at the top? No, because I might put a pocket on the pocket. Let's hope this works. No, UPS truck backing up. When you put acetone in here to thin it out, it does make it smell stronger. Because you're putting 100% acetate in there. Acetone. So we want to put it towards this edge. I don't know what that is, that it didn't ink. That's alright, we're cutting it off. Oh, I cut it exactly even. Should have made it a smidge longer. Okay, now we're going to cut it in half. Or I think this is, okay, this is 8 1/4, so it's going to be 4 1/8. Now, do we want to ink the tops? The top and the bottom. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. We're gluing these together, remember, because we're going to have the end pockets. So we need to glue these together. For a minute there, I thought I had an upside down pocket. Now this would not have worked if we were flipping one over. Because then one of our pictures would have been upside down. And we're going to glue this one together. And glue the paper to the envelope. Do we want to make it hidden, is what I'm saying. Because we totally could. Should have done the edges, the ends, before. Okay, what I did was I held them together, I put it in the paper trimmer, and I cut the edge off. Okay, now we're going to take it back apart. I'm going to ink this. And then I'll make 2 cards for the ends. Oz. Not really sure what he's barking at. And I don't really care. Did a lot of inking on this, huh? Okay, so all we have left to do, except for decorating and recipes and such, is to glue these on here. Now, when we glue them on, we want to make sure that our picture stays lined up if we want to have that hidden illusion. So we have to keep them together, and we have to keep them lined up. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to paper clip them so they don't move. Now we need to do is glue them. Why does that one not look right? And the paper's crooked, not the envelopes. And I probably could have cut these shorter as well. Okay. Now all we need to do is put the magnet on the back of here, or magnets, to hold it shut. So see, that wouldn't have worked without it being two magnets. Then we'll glue this in the book, and then we'll be done, and we'll only be about 5 minutes over. So these open if we don't glue them together. And the pockets will be here. Right. The pockets will be here, and we'll have the tabs sticking out. And then when they open, we'll have this area here, and we'll have this area here to write. Okay? Alright, so let's just glue it on here. We had so much glue everywhere, we almost glued everything together, didn't we? I say we because, you know, you guys are in this. I forgot they were a little bit longer than the paper. My fake whistling. Look at that. Boy. Well, mistake fixed. Another mistake and another mistake fixed. I didn't check it by opening it and looking at where we had glued on the envelopes to make sure everything was okay. Goes on this way. Okay. We can put something on this one if we want. I think we should just put some ephemera and put 2 recipes. That's my opinion. Okay. All right. That's it for this video. And I will see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay. Bye-bye.